Video games can sometimes be oversized, a bit big, 5, 10, over 15 gigabytes in size, but that's not the only thing we're going to show off today. It's mostly that, because September's been a big month and releases, some out, some on the way, and here's nearly 25 new games we picked up recently you should be checking out whenever you can. Alright, first of all, Ares, Fate's Chosen, or Rise of Gardens finally landed, bringing console-grade mech warfare straight to PC and mobile. This game is a MMORPG mech third-person player action game in a near-future universe under siege, where you step in as humanity's savior, running these advanced mechs to push back alien corruption. The battles actually shift between ground assaults and aerial dogfights with 4 mech classes that you can actually swap mid-fight for basically non-stop action. Now adding a 30-player raid system, some cinematic visuals, PvE and PvP, you get a game that keeps the pace fast and the stakes high. If you've been waiting for a true AAA mobile MMO, this is it, although you gotta wait just a couple more weeks for the English version. Sitting at number 2, it is Vampire, Heir of Blood, which is like Lineage 2 walked into a gothic champagne party and emerged darker, hotter, and bitten by a vampire. You get to choose from 4 different classes: Carnage, Bloodstain, Viper, or Grim Reaper. Each, of course, wielding a different vampire power that demand blood to unleash the true strength. This game is also a MMORPG, so the world is pretty big and it's soaked in horror, taboos, and some great visuals. Anyway, throw in a fair diamond farming system, some transparent economy, and PvP drama driven by other bloodlines, then you get an MMORPG like none on mobile. Check it out, it's globally out, and it's also getting an English version in about 3 weeks, this one. Persona 5 The Phantom X just leveled up with its huge 2.0 update on iOS and Android, and it's just packed with content to dive into now. The biggest draw is a brand new story chapter set in a newly added area full of these part-time jobs, fresh characters, and more mysteries to uncover. Yeah, Rico, codename Wind, joins the Phantom Thieves as a stylish support member, boosting party stats and landing different flashy all-out attacks. Plus, the update adds the 5-star Phantom Thief Ayaki Sai and the Silent Pistol to the mix. More story, more characters, more chaos. It is a steal. Well, Kaiju number 8, the game is finally out with over 1 million players already playing it. For the most part, this game actually feels like if Monster Hunter had a crossover with Attack on Titan. Then went full anime spectacle, letting you dive straight into these massive kaiju battles with some visuals that practically rip pages out of the manga itself. The combat's basically all timing, switching team synergy, upgrades, and performing new skills, and it's not just a retelling either. The game, it's got brand new storyline with full voice acting to think of it as an action-heavy RPG anime blockbuster. It's out now on Android and iOS, and it's over 12 gigabytes in size. Blue Protocol Star Residence is another MMORPG. It's like Genshin Impact decided to go full MMO and invite over 500 people to the same party. Now this game's combat is pretty fast, and it's all about dodging, chaining combos, which make boss fights pretty short, chaotic, and actually fun to grind. The anime visuals are gorgeous. Double jumps, gliding, and hidden treasure chests. The mages wandering around pretty addictive, but then you hit the weak spot of the game. It's got some dull quests that feel like chores, it's a pretty messy pile of currencies, and auto combat that cheats fights. Still, for a free-to-play anime MMORPG, it's beautiful, social, and definitely worth trying if you don't mind the blemishes we talked about. Moving on to number 6, it is World War Legion. It's a first-person shooter that feels like Call of Duty World at War if it got rebuilt for your pockets. No filler attached. It's a lightning-fast first-person shooter action with parkour moves, knife throws, and some brutal World War II gunfights that really hit way harder than most mobile shooters. These developers brag it's the fastest first-person shooter on mobile, and honestly, it plays pretty smooth, loads in seconds, and runs even on lower-end devices as well. You can grind offline, dive into online PvP with no pay-to-win nonsense, and tweak every control to fit your style. It's raw, it's fast, and built by enthusiasts, not corporates. Two Strikes cuts straight to the point. It's that kind of a game. One hit is all it takes. This is a one-on-one samurai fighter where timing matters more than button mash, and every duel feels tense because a single mistake sends you down. In fact, the game's ink brush art actually adds to that intensity, and the style looks like a living Japanese scroll, with 6 fighters each bringing their own weapon and style. So whether you're parrying, a strike, baiting, a feint, or landing the perfect slash, it's just all about precision. Plays offline against AI and local with friends, or you can even test your skills in online across different platforms. It's pretty brutal. It's beautiful and always over in a blink. Oh yeah, although still on its way to the Play Store, Hitman World of Assassination is finally letting you take your contracts on the go. The iOS release compiles Hitman 1, 2, and 3 with expansions, all optimized for touch and external controls. Where you feel like you can step into the Agent 47's shoes as you study environments, manipulate NPCs, and execute targets with precision across the iconic locations and missions. Disguises, stealth kills, and clever planning are all part of the toolkit here. You can try the first location for free on the Apple Store, get a feel of the assassin's life before committing. It's classic Hitman gameplay, now pocket-sized, letting you master the art of the perfect hit anywhere, anytime. Acecraft, which is one of my favorite games in the list, is, well, it brings old school rubber hose animation to mobile, and is doing it like no one ever could or honestly should, since the bar has gone this high with this one. It's a co-op shmup that's like Cuphead meets cartoon antics. At launch, Tom and Jerry are here as limited time recruits, adding extra mayhem to disguise and more charm. This one's gameplay is all about these quirky, fast-paced aerial battles, while events like the Cheese Festival lets you just snag exclusive goodies as you go. If you love co-op, chaos, and classic cartoon vibes, Acecraft is shaping up to be one of the games you won't want to miss.
The latest in aerodynamics. Harness the ferocity of your flying.
Bearplane is doing something similar here, and I gotta say it's doing a pretty alright job. It's a side-scrolling shmup that feels like the 1940s got a rocket-powered bear makeover. You play as this Bearplane himself, blasting through waves of these enemies with physics-based combos that rack up chaos and carnage. There are over 50 missions, 30 plus tactical hats with different unique abilities, and a wild arsenal of weapons to shred your enemies. Dynamic weather, local co-op, and a pretty decent soundtrack to keep things lively. It's equal parts charm, bullet hell, and it's absurd, it's bloody, most importantly, it is fun. With that being said, Total War Empire is expanding its battlefield with a new world. Arriving on iOS and Android in about a week, this new update has over 40 new major factions, each with their own unique traits, plus 2 fresh campaigns for veterans and newcomers alike. In fact, the Last Start campaign puts you in the empires of 1783, managing established powers as revolution loom, while Warpath lets you lead 5 historical Native American factions, challenging colonizers in North America, from squabbling Italian city-states to forging your own nation. Every faction in this game brings distinct events and strategies with itself. It's deeper, it's definitely wilder, more tactical Total War experience than ever before. Number 12, we've got Rift Busters. Now finally landed on iOS and Android, bringing some great fast asymmetric shooter action straight to your pocket. It's a new one. You play as a freelancer rift buster in the game, blasting through these hordes of invading aliens with an arsenal of these flashy weapons, grenades, gadgets. In fact, this game leans into fun over hardcore challenge, letting you grab whatever loot you want whenever you want, upgrade the gear however you feel like it, and just go in about action wherever you want. There's nothing forced in this game. It's pretty colorful, over-the-top style, do keep the battles lively and with plenty of upgrades and chaos to experiment with. I think Breath is a pretty good pick for anyone craving accessible top-down shooting mayhem on mobile. That's also new. Coming up behind that at number 13, it is Spooky Express, which is a pretty chill puzzle game where you can run a train for vampires, zombies, and other quirky passengers in this world of Transylvania. In this game, your goal is pretty simple. You gotta lay tracks, plan routes, and get everyone up their stops efficiently across 150 plus increasingly tricky levels. This game's got charm. The skull-shaped locomotive and cozy, quirky soundtrack do make each session fun, while the puzzles do keep your brain engaged without stress, and the strategy is a key here. You gotta figure out the best paths, satisfy passengers, and avoid delays. Good visuals, clever level design, and relaxing gameplay. It's a delightfully addictive experience by itself. Moving on to number 14, we have Toem, a photo adventure. This game actually is available through a testing. It's coming to iOS and Android on October. I think it's shaping up to be one of the sweetest little journeys of the year. Here in the game you play as this tiny creature that's leaving home in search of this mysterious feeling of Toem. Snapping pictures along the way to show your Nana and solve these puzzles. You'll see what I mean in a second. What you want to know is the black and white visuals are pretty smooth. They're like that without being too heavy. And the gameplay loop, exploring, photographing, and experimenting is simple, but then in this game it somehow is surprisingly satisfying. The demo's out, like I mentioned, letting you dip before committing. Trust me, once you start capturing these charming little scenes in the game, you won't want to put it down.
From the closed beta, we've completely transformed two major systems, weapons and artifacts.
Destiny Rising's on Android and iOS. It's been that way for nearly 10 days. It has topped as the second most downloaded and highest rated adventure game of the month on the platform, both platforms, and it's already hitting on 10 million pre-registrations. So the hype is more than real right now. It's like Destiny's alternative universe cousin, but streamlined for mobile without watering down nothing. Kinda feels like Warframe met Destiny 2 and had a baby, and then gave it a sci-fi makeover. Rewards and progressions have been also overhauled, daily sign-in bonuses, a 2-week newcomer event, over 200 free draws, and much more. I think this is kind of like peak mobile gaming here, and it is gonna stay that way for a little while longer. Black Fortress 2 is like Minecraft made tower defense, then went full-on action. In this game you build the base, stack turrets, and prepare for waves of these goblocks. But you don't just sit there, you jump in yourself. That's something that these tower defense games are trying recently, and sometimes it works. You can hack, slash, blast, rocket launch, even jetpack around the battlefield to end the fight. You can, of course, command your allies, your units, upgrade weapons, and strategize, most importantly, on the fly. Every horde feels different, every weapon and gadget changes the way you play. The voxel visuals are actually the charm, but pretty brutal as well. The gameplay is hands-on, and the mix of strategy and action do make Black Fortress here probably one of the addictive games in the list. Up next at number 17, it's one of the most well-received racing, although not a racer entirely, it is Cygram. It's like Wipeout had a sci-fi dream with Trackmania. Instead of cars, you're piloting these customized drones, blasting off space dicks, and flying through these anti-gravity tracks that twist and drop into the void eventually. The jet boosters, slow motion jumps, and sneaky shortcuts in the game do keep different runs intense, while the leaderboards and daily tracks push that one more race addiction. You can chill offline in exploration mode or go full competitive, climbing from rookie to insane challenges. No fuel timers, no nonsense, just pure adrenaline here. It's a free game playable offline. Moving on to number 18, it is Heir of Verver 7 Mascot Hunter, which is like a puppy playtime, and Five Nights at Freddy had fused into something creepy and exploration oriented. Instead of sitting still, you're creeping through these abandoned halls, placing together clues while being stalked by deranged mascots. This game is basically all about the atmosphere and the tension. Like every locked door feels like it's hiding either a vital clue or something waiting to launch. The no ads mode do make it even better, letting you stay fully immersed without interruptions, of course. Think survival strategy meets mascot nightmare, where exploration, puzzles, and jump scares blend into one nerve-wracking but strangely addictive ride. Moving down to number 19, we have Furry Battle Royale, leaping onto iOS and Android, bringing some cozy, fun, action, adventure, and fantastic fun. It's a battle royale game, got this 20-player match system. The game is pretty colorful, it's smooth, and it's filled with slippery platforms, it's traps and different modes for you to stay busy. It's like somewhere between Fortnite and Fall Guys, but then it's kind of downgraded for mobile. Definitely not a bad game, since it plays offline if you want, letting you practice against bots. Cross-platform means actually the party never stops on PC and mobile. It is wild, it is goofy, and absolutely adorable. It's a party royale game, so nonetheless it's perfect for friends and action lovers alike. Now here's a quick mention. Christie the Dawn is not released yet, exactly. But this thing is promising one of the finest 10 minutes in gaming history on mobile, and it's a pretty bold claim, but then it might just deliver somehow. This is a cinematic action adventure where you step into the shoes of a street agent on the run, complete with car chases, explosions, and experimental weapons. But the twist is, it's got this minimal input from you, keeping the focus squarely on the spectacle, letting the action shine without tedious controls. Think Uncharted style set pieces condensed into a bite-sized mobile experience. It's visually ambitious, tense. While it's a bit rough around the edges, Christie could make those 10 minutes feel like a full-on blockbuster. We're just gonna have to wait and see.
For football, I can smell it in the air. Are you ready?
Backyard Football 99 is heading to iOS and Android today, bringing pretty much classic, nostalgic backyard sports charm back to the pitch. You're gonna be guiding a team of kid versions legendary football stars, Barry Sanders, Jerry Rice, John Elway, and more through backyard-sized games that pack all the strategy of the pros into a light-hearted, approachable package. Mega Cat Studios has actually kept the fun front and center, blending easy-to-learn controls with surprisingly deep simulations. It's playful, nostalgic, and perfect for anyone who grew up loving backyard football. Touchdowns, tackles, and plenty of laughs await. This one's a total backyard blast. Moving on to number 22, it is Chess-orama, which is, well, it might be shaking up the world of chess on iOS and Android, turning the classic board game into a playground of puzzles and strategy challenges. Like from guiding to pawns to slay dragons in Dragon Slayer, to maneuvering your Ronin Queen in Lady Ronin, or even scoring goals in soccer chess. There's a fresh twist around every different corner in the game, with over 100 different levels, 24 different rare chess figures to collect, and daily and weekly leaderboard challenges as you go. It's perfect for anyone looking to test their tactical skills. Classic chess is included too, but the real fun comes from exploring these inventive chess-inspired campaigns. It's not a free game, it is, I think it's about $10, I forgot. Moving down to number 23, it is Mutant Summoners, throwing history and myth into a cyberpunk blender, and it's actually pretty good. Cleopatra, Genghis Khan and hundreds of other legendary figures are ripped from their timelines and decked out with reality-bending powers, all ready to clash. You are the manager, assembling squads and finding perfect synergies to dominate battles across PvE and PvP. The game even keeps your team growing while you're offline, of course. This isn't AFK, so you can jump back and with a pile of rewards. Anyway, it's got great anime visuals, cyberpunk vibe, and some insane combat effects, and fight feels like a cinematic showdown. Plus, if you download now, you'll get 1,000 free summons. And last but not least, going down to number 24, it is Halls of Torment. A roguelike RPG that feels like Diablo and Vampire Survivors got tossed in a blender, then poured into one furious mobile dungeon crawler. You guide your adventure through hordes of different enemies, slicing, spellcasting, and dodging in these 6 to 15 minute runs that never feel repetitive, hundreds of skills, gear upgrades, and quests to keep every run fresh, while gems and build options let you experiment with strategies that actually matter. It's hack and slash meets roguelike bullet heaven, but you're not just watching numbers go up, you're in the thick of combat. Halls of Torment is out now on Android and iOS.